Hey guys, what's up? Tyler Clark here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about these bad boys, the Alesis Mk2 studio monitors. They've been a great pair. I started out with these. These were my beginning monitors, and you know they're very reasonably priced for anybody who's just starting out in this, and you know can't really afford to blow $1,000 plus, or even really $500 plus on a pair of studio monitors. These at $300 are a great deal. You can get them on Sweetwater.com for $299.99 with a 2-year warranty, and the $299.99 includes shipping and tax. So just straight across the board, you know, good low price for these. Very well built. They're very solid, very sturdy. The design on them looks great too. If you're the type of person who, you know, kind of likes the visual appeal of a monitor also. But I'll get more into the positives and, you know, whatever pros and cons of, you know, what I hear with these studio monitors. And being somebody who's used them for not only on my own tracks, but producing other people's tracks for them and mixing and mastering their tracks for them, I can give you a pretty good in-depth review of these. But first off, things you can expect with this: it's a 6-inch woofer, 1-inch tweeter. It's ported on the front, not the back. There are no ports on the back. Square design. The front edges are kind of rounded. Looks nice. There's a LED light right there. It's blue. On the back, your inputs, you've got XLR and 1/4-inch TS, or yeah, 1/4-inch TS. Your input level adjustments for your volume set for the speaker go from 0 to 10, which, you know, really doesn't tell you anything as far as decibels and stuff. Power input, it only goes to 120 volts, so people in I believe this may be a US Target only type thing, because I think European is the 200 plus voltage, but anyway, it only goes to 100 to 120 volts, and that's about it. Like I said, you know, for it being a beginner monitor, you don't really have the luxury of the adjustments that you'll have on the higher end, where you can cut off certain levels of the frequency, you know, down to the 40s, and cut it off maybe at the 60, or roll it off in a sense, or even boost the highs. But you know, it's just straightforward. Adjust the volume and your speaker. Things that I can tell you about the audio of these. I will play it for you, but I definitely urge you, if you're going to spend any amount of money on studio monitors, please, please, please don't just go online and read reviews and go off the reviews. Everybody is different. Everybody, you know, perceives things differently, and everybody, you know, likes certain sounds better. So please go to a Guitar Center or another store like that, where you can test out the monitors and try them, regardless of if you're going to buy them there, because it's just, you know, you may go and you may listen to a $200 pair that's even cheaper than these Alesis, and you find out that, you know, they're great and you like them even more, and you feel like they give you a better range of the music and better imaging and all sorts of stuff. But anyway, my own personal opinion on these Alesis Mk2s: it gives you a good bass response. I'm pleased with the response, but I will say it is pretty good boosted in the lows. I wouldn't say heavily boosted, but it's definitely boosted. I don't trust it for mixing in the lows, since I've upgraded my own speakers, and you know, I'm able to compare more high end against these. But I don't necessarily trust it in the lows. It'll give you the response you'll be able to hear, but any of you experienced producers, or if you know any experienced producers, will tell you there comes a time, you know, with certain monitors, if they're not very truthful, as they'll call it, you'll hop in your car and you'll listen, and it's just like you're thinking, what the crap, this is not what I've done, you know, in the studio. And I've done this in the low end with these several times. So, but the more I used them, the more I was able to adapt, adjust, and compensate for, you know, the frequency boosts and gains and losses across the board in the lows and mid-lows. But it does have a good response. You will have to learn. You will have to listen to some of your top favorite tracks from artists you really respect and admire and think they sound great, and compare and contrast and give yourself, an idea of how things should sound to get that sound. They're pretty clear. I mean, speaking on that, all across the board, in the mid-range, it's got a pretty clear mid-range. It's still muddy, of course. I mean, these are a lower-end monitor, but for the price, pretty darn clear mid-range, and they stand out well enough. The mid-lows, then again, as soon as you start getting to the lower end of your frequencies, it does kind of lie to you and boost it up on here. But as far as the true mids go and the upper mids, I'm very pleased with it on this monitor. They're very truthful and very revealing. But when you get into the highs, by highs I don't necessarily mean your 1 to 5 or even 1 to 10 kHz range. I'm talking about your 15 plus, your air and your kind of feel on that. These really don't represent your air very well. They're not boosted, they're not flat, they're lacking, in my opinion, in the air. But once again, it's just something you have to listen to. Well, in my opinion, I like my house stuff. I compare it to people like deadmau5 and other artists like that. And I hear how their sound. When I was doing these, I heard how they sounded on this monitor, and I compared my my sound on these monitors to there, and that's how I was able to kind of, accomplish, a better sound. Not nowhere near as good as theirs, but I was able to accomplish a better sound that way. But, anyway, regardless, my overall review of these, cosmetically, they look great. They're built very well, sturdy, almost feels like wood type material. I'm sure they are, with some type of coating. Very seamless design. They've lasted me for a long time. No problems at all. No issues. But overall, sound-wise, they're very untruthful in the lows. Pretty boosted in the mid-lows and low-lows. Mid-range sounds good on these, and your high range is lacking. Your airy range, 15K and up, is lacking big time. But overall, for a beginning monitor, going from some cheap headphones or lower-end studio headphones to these, you will be able to hear a great difference, a big difference. But anyway, as far as that goes, that's what's up with that. I will, even though I'm kind of against it, I will play one of my songs on on one of the speakers that I've hooked up, and I'll let you hear it. But anyway, I hope this taught you a little bit about these speakers, and I hope it really, helped you out. Here's the track.